I drive slow so the cows don't run and slip and fall and split a hip. Well, so much for that. Fatties. They just run around. It's like they think they can cut me off, and then the other ones can come up to the wagon and eat. It's like Mad Max beyond Thunderdome out here. It's just insane. They're pretty smart. They're pretty smart. For a dumb animal, they're pretty smart. Yes. Them fatties, they can use a little running. They get so happy. I push them a little bit on the hay, you know, make them clean up good. And when it gets colder, I probably won't push them as much. It's not like they've been without a bale for a couple days up here. In fact, the straw bale, I think there's still a part of the straw bale still standing up there. But yes, doing hay back with the Massey. This is how feeding cows is supposed to be. The Massey is on grain cart duty in West Rock yet. And so we've been using the 4430, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with the 4430. It just uses way more fuel and time than the Massey. And so it makes economic sense to be using the Massey for feeding hay. I know that sounds silly with a big tractor, but it, yeah. You look at that, you know, you've got not much waste on them bales. And since they came from this field, we're really not removing much. We're adding to the field, and so I'm kind of excited. None of that is waste. They would waste about the same amount of hay if they were on that goofball. If they were on bale rings, they would be wasting about the same amount of hay, believe it or not. And so I've been very impressed with how well they do. I like it. And some of you guys have commented on your own bale grazing experiences of how well you've built soil up. And hey, baby bull, little cracking. Ooh, yeah. Ooh. He almost rodeo kicked me. He would have hurt his foot. I'll tell you that right now. I wouldn't even have to kick him back because he would have pulled his foot back like, jeez, how did I hit a piece of steel? You gotta watch that guy. He's quick. Or maybe I'm just slow. Yeah. Come on, ladies. Quit goofing off. So I'm kind of excited. I'm also very excited this year on how little waste there is. If you look at the price of hay, and your yield loss while them bales are in storage, that net wrap, that white wrapping is working really well. We're not losing any yield while the bales are sitting there getting rained on and melting into the ground and kind of melting themselves away. It works kind of slick. It really works kind of slick. Our row is getting kind of crooked here. I want to keep aiming towards Doug's red shed. You know, that is just showing off, isn't it? Keep one on the tines and one on the, oh my gosh. You know, there was a reason I got paid big dollars to run payload or an excavator, because you just didn't come with that kind of talent very often. But yeah. No, so with that white wrapping, yeah, you got $5 a bale into the plastic, but we have no yield loss due to the bales sitting outside. And then when you go to move the bales, they're not froze to the ground and losing more hay that way. That's probably our biggest hay loss is I'm not gonna get him, maybe, barely. He sits on the snow on that aluminum sheeting, and boy, I don't have him by much. So that $5 in plastic wrap just for the wrap itself, and you got a couple dollars for the cost of the wrapper, tractor labor. But we easily make that money back with quality of hay, timeliness of putting it up, more tonnage on the next cutting, quicker, less loss during the growing season. I wanted it to land like that, but I think I'll change my mind and tip it up. Smart Alec. Yeah, because you can easily lose 100 pounds of bale just by having them sit there for the summer and picking them up in the winter, and just having them froze to the ground. So I'm really happy how that worked out, and the whole process, it allowed us to just really get the hay made. Ooh, he's splitting open. Back up and dump, back up and dump. Coop. Oh yeah. Come on. Nope. Come on. He's gonna fight, ain't he? He's just gonna fight the whole way. That's how you do that. I'm not here to mess around. Look at Doug. His cows are coming over like, hey, what the heck? What the heck? The only thing that scares me with his cows there is we both have bulls and some open cows. So is one of our bulls, and it's only divided by that road, so is one of our bulls gonna decide to jump that fence? Who knows? Who knows? Well, let's go open them up. I usually don't bale graze the calves because they're like kids at home. They just make such a mess that the fat steers, we tried bale grazing them once. You put the bale here, and the first thing they do is climb up top and start eating off the top and stand there, pee on a brand new bale. But they have been doing, so we got some junk bales that we've been hauling out here on the clay pile, and they've actually been really destroying them quite well. You can see the remnants of that one left, and you're like, holy cow, like it was all lamb's quarter and ragweed, and there is some buckwheat grass, some fresh buckwheat grass. So every once in a while you have a bale that would just be beautiful clover and buckwheat grass, and then all the other bales would just be big, massive lamb's quarter and ragweed. But we've got, I don't know, 20 some of them bales to haul from West Rock home. They've been sitting on the edge of the field for a couple years, and the wife, she's like, well, what are you doing with all this hay over here? And I'm like, well, when am I going to get it? You know, at that time I had a full-time job and the farm as well. And now she's helping this year. And so she made a lot of, it really works with the two of us, I'll tell you that. But So we got a lot of them bales to haul in the sand. Oh boy, they pooped on the sand. I got to get straw in there. This weekend we'll have to get a couple straw bales in there. We can't have them pooping on that sand. But, oh, look at little red. You can see the semitol coming around the right side of her face, and even the left a little bit. That's the semitol trying to bring that red wrapped around the face. Just a little sweetie. All right, I gotta get to work.